Okay, guys, we're recording again. So here is your weekly Friday Pilates class. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to start lying on our backside. Knees bent, feet grounded. Take a moment to line the knees and feet up with your hip bones in the front body, narrow stance. Arms lengthened down, slightly angled away with the palms turned up. The crown of your head reaching to the back of your workspace, so the neck is long and the chin lands about fist distance from your chest. Now we're going to imagine here for a moment that your pelvis was a bowl of water. When you inhale for a moment, tilt your pelvis back as if you're trying to spill water onto your belly button. Feel the tailbone curl off the floor. Then when you exhale, you're going to tip the pelvis forward as if you're trying to spill water to your heels as the lower back arches off the ground. Then press the small of the back into the floor, breathing in, pelvis tilts back and tailbone lifts up. Water to belly button. Exhaling, tilting forward, tailbone grounds, lower back finds lift. Let's do that one more time. Small of the back pushes in, tailbone lifts up. Breathe in, pelvis tilts back. Pelvis tilts forward, tailbone grounds, but lower back arches. Now let's go ahead and find the sweet spot right in between those two places, neutral pelvic bowl. And let's go ahead and let the eyes close so that we can go more inward. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Purse your lips and release a slow, steady stream of air. Again, breathe in big. And then make sure you empty out completely. As you breathe in, feel the air pulling up from your lower belly all the way into the top of your chest. When you exhale, pressing the air down and out all the way to the lower belly region again. So rise and fall. Breath in, the ribs expand out as the lungs fill up. Squeezing breath out from start to finish. And really physically drawing and knitting the ribs back to your midline. So an easy inhale when the belly rises and the core stays relaxed. Forcing the breath out, engaging the muscles, contracting the core, firming of the belly. Feel the intensity and energy being used. Let's stay here with breath and maybe one hand on belly. Physically feeling the movement and the muscles being worked. Let's do 3 more. Pull the abs in even deeper. Each time you breathe out. Breath and powerhouse working hand in hand. Let's take one more. Inhale. When you exhale and the belly firms, use that to lift feet off ground and draw knees to chest. Place your hands on your knees. Begin to then gently rock side to side. Stay with tempo of breath as you massage into your back. Good. Then from side to side, a circular motion with the legs. Both legs moving in the same direction. Really allow the hands to guide you through. The legs should be really relaxed here. And you're feeling this into your SI joints, which run, of course, the back body just above the tailbone, backs of your hips. Good. Then pause and reverse the direction. Big inhales, long and steady and strong exhales. And then slowly bring the legs back into still. Let's gently release the knees, take the feet back to the ground, but this time take your feet out wide, knees the same. Arms come out to T with palms faced up, backs of shoulders pressed to the floor. Inhaling, let both legs lower towards the right side of your workspace. Firm up the belly, lift the legs slowly as you breathe out. Then legs lower to your left on an inhale. And then lift slowly up, exhaling. We're going to continue to go side to side, making sure that the majority of your spine stays anchored to the floor. You will find a little lift off and twist of your lower back, but everything else stays grounded. So that might mean the legs don't actually get all that close to the floor, and that's okay. We're working with a bit of hip mobility, warming up into the hip flexors, warming up our lower back, and using our core strength. Let's do one more to each. Breath into the right. Again, legs are along for the ride. Use your powerhouse for support. One more time, over to the left, breathing in. Firm it up, bring it to center, breathing out, staying here. Let's go ahead and from here, we're going to draw the knees to the chest. Place hands on knees. Inhale, see if the legs can open up a little bit wider now. Then on your exhale, try to hug your knees up towards your armpits. And release the hug, but still hold on to the knees with your hands. And then as you breathe out, pull the legs back together again. Close them up. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhale, legs open wide. Use those hands. Exhale, hug in, hug up. Release the hug, but don't release the hold. And then use the hands to draw the legs together again. Let's do that 2 more times. Breath in, opening. Exhale, thighs pull in towards your side body, not the front body. Release the hug, not the hold. Pull the legs back together again. Exhale, one last time. Inhale, wide opening. Exhale, hug in and up. Release the hug, but not the hold. Support yourself. And then exhale, bring the legs together again and keep them there. Taking the arms back out to a T, breathe in. Firm belly, exhale, lower both legs to the right while looking over left shoulder, spinal twist. If the legs don't quite settle, you can stagger the legs to allow for a little bit more ease. Or if the legs are stacked, but you're feeling like you need a little more, right hand to the outside of your left leg, pressing down lightly to just help assist into a deeper rotation. Big breath in. Long breath out. Again, inhaling. Core strength, exhale. Lift the legs up slowly through center. Head through center. And then pause, breathe in. Lower to the left, exhale. Use your core strength to support your lower back. And then look over your right shoulder, rotation. Let the legs settle. Keep the back of your shoulder and shoulder blade on the right side pressed to the ground. Staggered legs for extra landing support, or left hand to the outside of your right knee, pressing down. Just deepens the twist a little bit more. Breathe in big. Breathe out big. Again, breath in. Firm it up. Lift it slowly to center, both head and legs, and then stay centered, legs into tabletop. Arms can stay out to T if you'd like. If you want less support, take the arms down close beside you. If you want even less than that, lift the arms above the shoulders. Now the legs are at 90, meaning my knees are stacked above my hips. This often happens, the knees in too close. You're not actually working your core at all. Drop the tailbone down. Your core should already be really active here just to hold the legs in the space. Keeping legs at 90, breathing in, take your right leg, begin to lower it downward. That's thigh included, so don't lose the form of leg. Exhale, pull the belly in and lift the leg back to starting point. Don't let the knee drawn too close. Excuse me, kitty. Lower the left leg on and inhale. Exhale, pull the left leg up. Oh, here he is, shining again. Right leg again, coming downward. So that does not mean the foot has to touch floor, okay? Exhale, because we really want to keep it out of our hip flexors, all into the powerhouse here. Left side coming down, breathing in. Exhale, slow, draw up. Let's do one more to each. Right leg as one solid unit, coming down. Belly firming, lifting up. Once more, left side coming down, breath in. Lifting leg, exhale, and then drawing both knees to chest. Hands on knees, rock gently side to recover. Good. Let's go ahead and return our feet to the floor. Make sure the knees and feet are back to hip width apart. Let's now interlace fingers and take hands behind the head. Just cup the base of your skull, making sure that your hands aren't all on the neck. And then lift your arms, or elbows rather, to the sky. Take an inhale, nice stretch to the backside. Exhale, head is heavy. Use the hands, lift back of head and neck off ground. Press your chin to your chest. And then inhale, gently return to the floor. We'll do that a few more times. Exhale, lifting as head is heavy. Pull up on the skull, the backside, and press your chin to your chest. Return down, breathe in. So we're not lifting anything more than head and neck. Everything else stays grounded. Twice more, lift. So keep your shoulder blades grounded, grounded, grounded. Return down, breathe in one last time. Exhale, stretch the back of the neck, breathe into that space. And then return the head to the floor. Once the head has grounded down, open the arms wide. And then you can slide your hands down a little bit further so you can feel kind of like your thumbs at the back of your neck. Take a breath in. This time, elbows stay wide as you lift up head, neck, and now the shoulder blades off the ground, eyes towards your navel. Small ab curl. Come down on a breath in. Again. Return down. Make sure, remember that pelvic bowl. We found neutrality, maintaining neutrality. 4 more. 4. And release. 3 more, pulling up, but don't draw the elbows forward. Come down on an inhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Find your lift. Find your release. 1 more time, find your lift, but we'll hold the lift and take a breath in. Just that part of your body. Twist to the right, exhale, rotation. Center, breathe in. Twist it over to the left, exhale. Inhale, center. 2 more each to the right. Activating those obliques. Center, try to keep the head level throughout the movement here. Center, 1 more each. 1 more. And then gently release the head down. Release the hands. Lift the arms above the head behind you. Grab hold of either your forearms or wrists with opposite hands. Take a breath in. And then gently pull both arms over to the right side of your mat space on the exhale. Breathe into your left armpit, inhaling. Exhaling, arms come back to center. Breathe in again. And then gently pull both arms over to the right. Don't let the head move at all. Then breathe into your right armpit. Exhale, return to center. We're going to do 1 more to each. Back over to the right. Inhale to the left armpit. Come back through. Exhale 1 more time. Inhaling over to the left when you breathe out. Inhale into the right armpit. Return arms to center. Exhale. And then release the elbows. Take the arms beside you. Okay, right leg from here is going to cross over your left leg, thigh over thigh. Draw the knees to your chest. Grab hold either just below the knees, at your shins, perhaps ankles or feet if you can reach. A hand to each leg though. And then you're going to equally pull back on both legs, drawing them in closer to body. Yowza, hip stretch, yeah, on the right side. So options, remember, feet can always stay relaxed and close to ground. The feet can flex and the legs can start to lift upward. Not so much that it offers a deeper stretch, but it offers a different stretch, right? It'll feel different depending upon the angle of your body. So just feeling or finding a space that feels right for your body or feels what you're needing, right? So it might not feel the best, but a stretch you might need. Keep the shoulders down, the chest open, and the neck long. Let's take 1 more breath in. When you exhale, gently release the stretch, but keep the legs crossed. Return your left foot to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs together tight. Interlace fingers, hands back behind the head. Take an inhale. Double crunch on the exhale. So upper half of body, lower half of body, lift and pull in equally towards each other. Return down on an inhale. Use more core here. So less leg work, more ab strength to lift you and draw you in. Return down on an inhale. We'll just do 2 more of these, yeah. Exhale, squeeze the breath out. Release down, breathe in. One more time. Good. Return down on an inhale. Release the hands, arms beside, right foot to ground, exhale. Other side, left leg over right leg. Knees pull in. Below knees, shins, ankles, or feet, grab hold of. Equally pull back on. And then when we pull back, the tailbone comes off the floor. So what I'd like you to do is now, once you have the hug in, drop the tailbone back to the ground. Yeah, and you're going to feel the intensity increase for sure of the stretch by doing that. And again, any positioning of the legs that feels best for your body or what your body is needing in this moment. My hips are extra super tight today, so I definitely feel it a lot. Let's take another breath in. Release the stretch, but don't lose the cross of the legs, and return your right foot to the floor. Interlace fingers, hands back behind the head. 4 double crunches. Take a breath in. Lift from your center body. Center body engages, and that allows the upper and lower half to float and draw in. Return down, breathe in. Again. Release on an inhale. 2 more times. Come down, breathing in. Once more. Good. Return down on an inhale. Uncross legs, release arms. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's draw the knees into the chest, and then lift the legs to sky with pointed toes. Hold the back of your right leg with both of your hands, not directly behind the knee, either above or below it, as the left leg begins to lower towards the ground. That level of lowering is your choice. Imprint your spine to the ground, and if you'd like, lifting head and shoulders for more heat for the abs. Long legs, 2 pulses in with the right leg to body on an inhale. Switch the legs slow, exhale. Pulse the left leg in twice, breathing in. Switch the legs with the breath out. You're using a lot of core strength here to stabilize, particularly in the transition, the scissoring of the legs so that the upper body stays like a statue. We're taking subtle pauses with each pulse to get a nice deep stretch into the backs of the legs. If you start to feel strain in your neck or shoulders, if the head is up, returning head to the ground, sending all that work back to your core and releasing, of course, no leaving tension. Breath big, legs long, core firm. Let's do this for 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, good, 2, 1. Then let the legs meet together at the sky, knees to chest, hands on knees, rock and recover. Beautiful. Okay. What I'd like us to work next is with, of course, still with our core, but we're coming back to mobility of hips. So within this exercise, I really want you to focus on taking your time and finding the fullest range of motion that you can within your body. It may not look like what your neighbors looks like, but that is okay. We want to work with what we have so that we stay strong and safe. Yeah. Legs to sky, pointed toes. Again, pointed toes is just to activate the muscles. If our feet are limp and relaxed, the rest of the body kind of trickle down effect. So we keep everything strong. Our tailbone grounds down, so the knees are above hips. The feet are just slightly more forward. And then we're going to externally rotate the thighs. So the heels angle in, the toes point out, Pilates V. Arms can be close beside you, pressed down, or open to T for a little extra support. Double leg circles. On a breath in with toes pointed, open the legs up as wide as you can. And then on your exhale, circle them down, bring them together. Use your core strength to lift them up. Yeah. Inhale, opening big. Exhale, circle it through and lift it up. Now, if you're finding that pull in your lower back at all or your hip flexors, once you open big, make this sweep down way more shallow, right? Smaller range of motion in that sense. So I'm going to do 2 more of these, okay, in this direction. Open big. So the depth of your sweep down is governed by the strength of your core. Okay, one more time. Open big, breath in. Shallow if needed. Lift, stack, and knees to chest. Hands on knees. A gentle rocking to recover. So just kind of balance effort and ease within ourselves. We're going to do the exact same movement, but just flip around, reverse the process. So let's take the legs back up, anchor down, externally rotate, and anchor the arms in as well. Inhale now, both legs are going to lower downward to a level you can maintain. Then exhale, you want to open out big, sweep up, squeeze together. Good. Lower on an inhale. Control every bit of this movement, zero momentum here. Okay, let's do 2 more this direction. Coming downward, breath in, reach through those toes. Exhale, open out, lift up, squeeze together. One more time. Good, knees to chest, hands on knees. Circle the legs out and back in here. Thigh stirs for the hip flexors. Good, and then when the legs come back together, you'll keep them there. And then let's lift the legs to the sky again. This time we're going to keep a nice parallel line with feet and legs, so there's no internal or no external rotation. Pointed toes for length and strength. You can have a bit of bend of your knees if you're feeling this pull in the hip flexors. If the knees are bent, that means you have to press down again with your tailbone, okay? Corkscrew, small movement, legs move in the same direction. You want to feel into the backs of your hips. Those SI joints that we massaged earlier, those should be pressed down and anchored firm. No seesawing allowed. Here we go. Shift your legs slightly to the right when you breathe in. And then a very small circle down, over to the left, stack, pause. This is all in the core, not a leg exercise. Then start to your left, breath in, circle around, exhale. Keep those SI joints glued to the floor. Shift again to the right. So we're going to do a clockwise circle with both legs. Always stop at the top. Then a counterclockwise circle. Firm up that belly. Let's do 2 more in each direction. Inhale to the right. You can make the circle bigger if you wish, but remember, control has got to remain. Pause at top. Inhale to left to start. Sweep it down, across to the right. Lift, pause. 1 more each. Beautiful. 1 more. Inhale initiates the movement. Exhale follows through to stack the legs, and then knees to chest, hands on knees, thigh stirs again. Recover. Good. All right, let's go ahead when the legs come together again. Release your feet to the ground. Knees and feet are hip width. Also make sure that your heels are underneath your knees, even just a slight step behind. So maybe it's the arches of your feet underneath your knees. If the feet are too far forward, not really good to get into bridge, which we're going to do next. If the heels are in too close, that's a ton of pressure on the knees when you lift your hips up. So we want to avoid that. Our joints are really important in our body. They take quite a beating over time. So any way that we can protect them to find a really good alignment within. All right, feet are paralleled, arches underneath knees, narrow stance, arms beside, close in. We're using our arms here too. The arms press down. It will activate your triceps. It will help to lift your hips, and it will help to support it when they are lifted. Okay, take an inhale. Exhale, small the back presses down, then you peel off the ground, hips come up to bridge, but keep your shoulder blades on the ground here so the ribs stay dropped in line with body. Roll to the mat again, breathing in. Again, exhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and imagine there's a little ball between your knees you are hugging also. Press the arms down, see if the hips can have a little bit more ease of lift, and then roll back down, breathe in. We'll do 4 more of these. 4, activate those inner thighs. Don't let the knees come out at all. Roll down on an inhale. Again. Come down, breathe, and 2 more left to go, guys. Exhale, pressing up. Rolling down. 1 more time. Exhale, press the hips up to sky. Hold here. Arms press down. Let's lift the right leg to the sky, pointed toes. Breath in, take the right leg, lower it downward. Exhale, pull it up. 3 more. Come down. With right leg, lift. Let's do 2 more, hips to sky. Lower the right leg. Use arms, use left leg strength. Lift the leg. No swing momentum here. Come down with resistance. Lift with strength. Bend the knee, foot to the floor, and then make sure the hips are leveled again. Dig that right heel into the earth. Squeeze and activate that glute. Left leg to sky, pointed toes. Inhale, the leg comes down. Exhale, the leg comes up. Lower to a level you can maintain. And find your lift. 2 more times. Reach through those toes. Lengthen forward. Exhale, pulling up. 1 more time. Isolate it. Strong arms, strong right leg. Lifted hips, firmed belly. Then foot to the floor. Ribs soften. Knees to chest. Recovery. So just kind of getting in a little bit of hamstring, quad, and glute strengthening for just a moment. We'll definitely come back to the legs. Good. All right, let's go ahead. From here, lengthen the legs down to the floor. Flexed feet, arms overhead. Seal the ribs in, imprint the spine, roll-ups. Inhale, start lifting up, arms, head, shoulders. Exhale, use your core strength to slowly pull your body up. Sit really tall. Hinge, fold, stretch. Take your time easing into this. It's a very deep and juicy one here. Come up tall, breath in. Exhale, roll down. Scoop out your belly, round out your back. Always look straight ahead and drive forward through the heels of your feet. Do not let your legs relax. Keep the energy all the way through. We start again. You want to start your exhale about the tips of shoulder blades as soon as they come off the ground. Hinge, fold, reach, stretch. Stack tall and roll down slower than you'd like. Feeling the arms energetically try to reach behind the ears just slightly. We're going to add to our roll-ups, but beginning remains the same. Start moving on an inhale. Maybe the arms stay in line with the ears as you're coming up. Harder to do. Lift up tall, fold, hinge, stretch. This is where it changes. So when we breathe in, we'll sit upright and take the arms out to a T. Hug between your shoulder blades and exhale, twist to your right. Use your waistline, not your arms, to move the body. Center on an inhale. Twist to your left. Get taller as you rotate. Eyes stay at horizon. Come back through center. Lift the arms straight up to the sky. And then roll down again. Exhale. So we just implemented a spine twist within our roll up, and we're going to do 2 more just like that. Breathe in. Start your lift. Stack and fold. Roll up, sit tall, arms to T, breathing in. Twist to your right again. Exhale, left arm resists you just a little bit. Stay tall. Inhale, center. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. Inhale, lift the arms, come through center, and then roll down slower than you'd like it to. Articulating the spine all the way down to the very bottom. Once more. Heart to sky. Space in the vertebra, so when that you fold, you get that deep, good old stretch. Sit tall, arms open out, inhaling. Spread out those fingers, reach in opposite ways. Twist to the right. Center, breathing in. Rotate to the left. Come back through center. This time, let's take a gentle melt forward. Let your feet relax, your arms relax, your head relax. Breathe into the back body. Breathe out. Once more, breath in. Roll to seated on the exhale. And once you've sat upright, I'm just going to take a quick quarter turn to the front to face the camera. You can stay as you are. We're going to be continuing to work the back body. Shoulder strengthening, rhomboids and lats behind you, and then core, of course, for posture and support. So legs remain out in front. Arms are now going to come out in front of you energetically here. So spread out the fingers from shoulder joint to fingertips, straight long line of energy, stiff like a board, spread out fingers. Chest up, shoulder blades down your back, belly firmed in. On an inhale, bend your elbows and pull the elbows back behind you, but the elbows stay to shoulder level. Then on your exhale, lift your fingertips up to the sky. Now your wrists stack above the elbows, 90 degrees here. Then press the palms down, only down to elbow level. And then on the exhale, straighten the arms back out in front. So inhale, bend elbows and pull back. Feel this between the shoulder blades. Then lats and shoulders work to externally rotate, fingertips to the sky. Then press down, breathing in. Then extend forward on the exhale. We're going to do 2 more of these. Inhale, pull back, keep your posture. Exhale, external rotation. Internal rotation. Extension forward. Once more, pull back, breathe in. Keep the elbows lifted. Turn up, palms forward. Turn down, palms to the floor. Exhale, extend arms out in front. And then fold and release and melt again. Back body breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do it again. Breath in. And roll back up to seated. Breathing out. Good. Let's flex our feet again. I'm going to take a quarter turn back to the front of my workspace. Extend the arms forward again. Palms then face in. Hands are just a little bit wider than shoulder width. Sometimes when we start shoulder width, the hands have a greater tendency to narrow, and that closes off the chest. So we start a little bit wider. It helps to keep us open. A nice reminder. Inhale, chest up, shoulders down. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, roll back a notch. Hold here, look straight on. Exhale, lift the right leg off the ground. Push through the heel of your foot. Take the leg down slow, breathe in, control. Left leg lifting, pushing through heel of foot, using core strength, and then take it down. So quads and core, let's roll back a bit further. Exhaling, stay there, breathe in. Right leg again. Beautiful. Take the leg down on an inhale. Left side. Take the leg down, breathe in. Roll back again. Exhale. Inhale, prepare. Right leg finds lift. Center. Lower the leg down, breathe in. Left side, lifting. Belly tight, belly tight. Take the leg down, breathe in. Now we're going to stay in this roll back. When we lift the right leg, again, we'll twist to the right with the upper body. But the leg still lifts directly up and lowers directly down as you unwind to center. Then your left leg lifts straight up as you twist your upper body to the left. Come back through center, lower the leg. Let's do 1 more to each. Right leg lifting straight up as the body twists over to the right. Lower the leg, unwind to center. Left side, lifting and rotating to lead leg. Center on a breath in. Roll all the way down. breath out. Once you've lowered, bend the knees, ground the feet to the floor. Let's walk the feet in close, inner edges of feet touch, ankles touch, knees touch, and thighs touch. So imagine you had put a strip of super glue down between the legs, and now the legs are stuck together, no movement. Remember the heels right slightly behind the knees so that the feet aren't too far forward. It's gonna make it really, really challenging to lift, and it's actually gonna hinder the engagement of your muscles. So if the feet are close in enough, you have better support and more opportunity to engage the muscles a little bit more deeply. So on top of the legs being super glued, you're also gonna imagine you had a dime, right? A dime, a coin between your knees. The dime is the thinnest coin, right? So we want to make sure that the knees don't spread and the dime doesn't slip through. That is most important. Therefore, the lift of your hips with this next bridge exercise may not be lifting as high as they did originally, and that's okay. It's actually quite common. If we lift the hips too high with the legs close in, it starts to compress the lower back, or it can compress the lower back. So we want to keep that really safe. Okay, arms beside you, legs glued, dime held. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the hips up and do not lose that dime. Press it and squeeze it between your knees. Imaginary one, of course. Then roll back down. One of these days I'm going to require a dime as a prop for class. Yeah. Exhale. Arms press down, heels dig in, glutes squeeze, inner thighs are really working hard here, guys. Roll back down on your breath in. We're going to do 4 more of these. 4 hips up, dime held. Don't let the feet separate. Keep them close in as well. Lower, so everything is hugged in tightly. 3 more. Good, roll back down, breathe in. Right, so my hips aren't lifting nearly as high as they once had. I'm okay with it. Okay, roll back down, because the lift of hips in this one is not important. It's the activation of the legs. Lift, hold the dime, do not lose the dime, pulse those hips to the sky. Keep squeezing your legs tight together. 5, breathe it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, round, roll back down to the floor. Whew. Knees to chest. Be very gentle with this as we just worked the inner thighs. Take the soles of feet together, knees out. Hold feet or ankles. Start to gently pull the feet in closer to your body while you push the knees away from body, and then drop your tailbone to the ground. Inner thighs stretch and hip opener here. Sometimes I just kind of like to, I don't know what the terminology, kind of swivel the hips from side to side. It's not rocking. It's just kind of, think of your pulling your right hip up to your right shoulder, and then pulling your left hip up to your left shoulder. So alternating. That, I guess, is the correct way to kind of explain the movement of the pelvis in this case. Good. And then if you had that movement, bring yourself back to a neutral spot. Release the feet, take them to the ground, then stretch the legs out long. We're going to roll from here right onto our side body, the right side to begin. So a long line of energy, stacked upright, hand to hip, elbow to sky. Propping the head up with your hand really helps with balance and stability. However, if that bothers neck and shoulder, you'll rest your head on your arm. Flex both of your feet. Bottom leg pushes down, top leg slightly hovered, internal rotation. Look straight ahead. This is core strengthening, outer hip strengthening. Exhale, you're lifting the leg up a bit higher using abductor strength. Hover the leg on an inhale. Firm up that belly, lift the leg up and push through the heel. Hover the leg, breathe in. We're going to do 4 more of these. 4. And then hover. 3 more, find lift, firm that belly, don't forget about it. Hover the leg. 2 more times. Bottom leg also is working hard, pressing it into the ground. Hover the leg, breathe in. Once more, keep that leg internally rotated so the toes don't angle to the sky. And then take the leg down just halfway. So essentially your legs are about shoulder width distance apart. Point the toes of your left foot Draw some circles here, small and slow. The upper body shouldn't have any movement. So if that's the case, reevaluating what needs to happen. Do you have to take it slower? Does the movement have to be smaller? Does my core need to be in tighter? 3, 2, 1. Let's pause, reverse direction. Also remember that bottom leg, don't forget, working. Your bottom arm is working. Your bottom side is working. 3, anchor down. 2, keep the breath. 1, and then gently let the leg come all the way down. Left hand onto the ground. As closely as you can, pull the knees towards your body. And then from there, take the legs, straighten them out in front of you as best you can. Now, depending upon your body, you may have extra flexibility to where you almost become an acute angle with our body. We don't want to be acute. We want to be at 90 at most, or obtuse, right? Greater than 90. So never pulling the legs in too closely. Also, what tends to happen is our upper body kind of curls forward. So I want you to pull that propped arm back so it's in line. Hand back to hip. Flex both feet. Bottom leg is still the anchor. Top leg is hovered. We still have to inwardly rotate. So sometimes, right, our toes start pointing up. We do not want that, only because then the quad takes over. We really want to focus on the outer hip. And now imagine that your right leg were in this clear glass tube. So the angle of the leg doesn't go rogue. It will come straight up and down because it's in a imaginary space, a border, yeah? Exhale, lift leg up. Come back to hover. This is way more intense for the hip being in this position. Fine lift. So the two same exercises we just had done, but noticing the difference within. 4 more, 4. And maybe you find the lift has to be smaller because of the intensity. That is okay. Good. Let's do 2 more here. Make sure the toes don't angle to the sky. 1 more time, lifting leg up, coming down half and pointing toes. Circles here. Breathe steadily. No more glass tube, right? Because we have to make that circular movement. 3, just for the straight up and down. 2, good. 1, pause, reverse. Inhale, exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently let the leg come down. Wowza. Bend the knee to the ground in front, but pull it in close to chest and tap out the hip. So although I do count a bit more quickly when our body is in this angled position, it doesn't mean the movement has to be any faster. I just count quickly because I know how intense it is, right? So I kind of make the time go by a little bit faster, but know that the movement should stay steady and slow. Okay, let's go ahead and move to our other side. So however that's easiest for you. We'll transition to our left side. And again, we just line up nice. I know we've done these exercises a million times, so we often get into autopilot. So just be very mindful, right? Take a peek down. If your legs are too far forward or they're too far back, we just line it up. Hand to hip, elbow to sky. Check the elbow. Maybe it fell too far forward or too far back. Here. Flex your feet. Press the left leg down to the ground. Hover the right leg and internally rotate it. Look straight ahead. Firm up the core. And then lift the leg up on the exhale. Hover the leg when you breathe in. Again. Good. Hover. We're going to do 4 more of these. 4. Good. Hover. Feel the outer edge of your left armpit press to the ground. Lift. That's activating your lats. 2 more times. Slow pull up. Firm up that core. Hover the leg with control. Breathe in. 1 last time. Lifting leg up. Taking only down to that halfway point. Then point the toes. Lock up legs. Circles here. The movement stems from your hip, not the knee, not the ankle. So your whole leg is stiff like a board here. 3. Bottom leg is working. 2. Core is working even harder. 1. Pause. Reverse direction. Again, feel the backside of your left armpit press to ground. Breath steady. 3, 2, 1. Good, and then gently let the leg come down, 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 down. Good. Right hand to the ground, knees draw in first, and then legs extend forward. If we were to take the legs from our straight line body and just swing them out in front, that can really be bad on the lower back. Can be, right? So we play it safe. We tuck in, then we extend to support us. And again, remember, sometimes we pull in too much. We start to crunch in. Make sure at least, or at the most 90, if not less, depending upon your body. Flex feet, bottom leg anchored, top leg hovered, internal rotation. Yowza, here we go. Lift the leg, exhale. Glass tube, straight up, straight down. Again, slow pull up. And then return to hover, all in that hip. Yeah, feel that burn. 4 more. 4. Ooh, hover. Don't know if I can make it through this one. 3. I did a workout earlier. Yeah. 2 more times. Slow pull. Yeah. And hover. So the range of motion might be, again, smaller here. Lift the leg. Wow. Come down halfway, point the toes. So remember, the counting is a little bit quicker, but the movement stays the same. 3, 2, 1. Pause, reverse it. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the leg gently. Draw the knee in close. Tap out that hip. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Yeah. So just goes to show, we bring our body into a different alignment, a different angle. They're going to have a very different effect on the muscles being worked and being used. All righty. Good. Let's go ahead and take your hand back to the ground, pull the knees in again, and then slide the legs back out so you're in a straight line once again. Then we'll roll onto our stomach, get some back body strengthening here. We're gonna start with the hands underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide, arms hugged into your sides close. You want the elbows pointing straight back towards your heels, not to the sky. That would mean the hands have gone too far back. You'll have to slide them forward. Also, the forearms are not on the ground. That means the hands are too far in front of you. You'll have to find that sweet spot. Draw in, and shoulder blades hug down your backside. Forehead to the floor. So I'm already engaged, right? My arms are pinched in. They're not just like hanging out doing what they want. Engagement. Shoulder blades pull down. It opens up the chest. We take an inhale. Not using hand strength. Lift head and heart off ground by hugging and drawing between the shoulder blades. Belly in, belly up off the floor. Return down, breathe in. Notice also I have not lifted my chin at all. So when I lift the head and chest, I am still looking down at the ground and I'm still holding a tennis ball between my chin, my chest. Come down, breathe in. We'll do 4 more. 4, reach forward through the crown of your head. Get that length. Come down on an inhale. Notice also my hands always stay grounded, but I'm not pushing off of them. I'm just lightly touching the earth. Come down, breathe in. We got 2 more left to go. Upper back and core strengthening. Lift. So imagine the belly trying to pull away from the ground. Will it physically? No, but it will tighten the core. Come down on an inhale 1 more time, guys. Exhale, slow lift here. Stay here. Now press the hips down, squeeze the glutes, pull the belly in. Inhale, release hands, extend arms forward out in front. And then exhale, slide hands underneath the shoulders. Again, reach forward, hands off the floor. And then take the hands down, slide them back underneath. Hug the arms in. 2 more times, reach forward. Slide it back in and down. 1 more time, stretch out in front. Exhale, pull back in, hug in tight, and then release head and shoulders back to the earth. Let's from here, cross one arm over the other, resting forehead to forearms. We're going to do a variation of the swan, which we just did, that small lift of head and chest, but now we're going to offer in extra movement, and within that extra movement offers more muscles to be worked. So we focused first on the core and the upper back. Now we'll think of core, upper back, and middle back, right? The QL muscles here, and the erector spinae, which run along the side of your spine. Here we are. It's a 4-step movement. Forehead grounded to begin.
Inhale, lift the head and heart like you once had done.
Then keep it there. Exhale. Now we pull the arms up to meet the hairline. Take the arms down on an inhale. Lower the head and chest, exhale. So if lifting the arms off the ground to your forehead causes discomfort in your back muscles, slide out wider so the hands stack. It'll be a little bit more ease, okay? Inhale, head and chest. Again, come up. Press your hips to the floor. Exhale, arms to hairline. Take arms down on an inhale. Take the head and chest down on the exhale. We're just going to do 2 more of these. Inhale, head and heart come up. Stay there. Exhale, pull arms up to hairline. Do not let the tops of your feet float off the ground. Arms then come down, breathe in. Head and chest comes down, breathing out. One last time. Breath in, head and heart. Exhale. Pull up. Inhale, come down. And then exhale, release down. Recover. Beautiful. Okay. We're kind of traveling down our back body here. Next, you want to make sure that your feet are shoulder width distance apart. The toes are pointed back and the tops of feet are anchored to start. Also, your pelvic triangle, your two hip bones and 1 pubic bone press to the ground. Anchor. It's super helpful. Not only will it already automatically force your glutes to squeeze, which we're looking for anyway, but then by having it pressed, it makes it a lot easier to lift and offer movement of body. Okay.
So take a breath in, triangle to the earth.
Exhale, squeeze the glutes even harder and lift the legs up. Exhaling, stretch back with your toes. Take the legs down, breathe in. Small movement, we're strengthening lower back and glutes. Exhale. We never, never, never want to kick up quick. That could potentially compress the lower back. You want to avoid that, absolutely. Right, come down on an inhale. We're going to do 4 more lifts.
4. Lower on an inhale. 3 more.
Squeeze to find lift. Return down, breathe in.
2 more times. Lift it. Release it.
1 more time. Squeeze and lift. Stay lifted. Externally rotate and flex your feet. Try to clap those heels towards each other. Thighs are up. Glutes are engaged for 5. Good. 4. Steady breath. 3, 2, 1. And then take it down slow. Once you have, bend your knees, lift your feet to sky. Windshield wiper the legs, whether that's crisscross or a side-to-side movement. This is just a nice lower back release. Good, then stretch the legs behind you. Make sure they're hugged together nice and close. Hands underneath your shoulders, very slowly and gently. Press back into a child's pose. This is a counter stretch, meaning we just had come from almost like a back bended space now into a rounded back space. So we want to make sure that we don't jar our body, right? We don't yank it from one end of the, end point to the other. We want to ease slowly and then breathe into your back body. Inhale to the lower back. Exhale, let it go. We'll do that again. Breath in to the lower back, send it to the tailbone. And then on the exhale, I want you to very gently roll the body up to seated. So if sitting on your heels doesn't bother you much, you can certainly stay here. We're going to take a brief stretch for the neck and shoulders. We're going to be here for just a few minutes or a couple minutes. If you're finding that sitting on your heels doesn't do you well, you can certainly come to a cross-legged position. Either way, I want you to be sitting nice and upright. I want the arms beside you, tented fingers, and I want you to take a step out with each hand. So the arms angle away about 45 degrees, somewhere to which that we are when we're lying on our back to start class. Okay. Tented fingers to push away from the floor from. Tip your head then to the right ear to right shoulder. Your right arm is going to wrap around your head and you're going to place your hand along the left side, right at the temple. Lightly, very lightly press down. And then did you lose posture? Sometimes this starts to happen. We just start to cave and collapse. I want the chest up. I want both shoulder heads pulling back, drawing between the shoulder blades. Then when you inhale, lower your chin towards your chest. And then on your exhale, lift your chin to the sky. Again, chin lowering when you inhale. Chin lifting on the exhale. Just cuts to different angles here. The neck and also your trap or trapezoid. Take one more. Chin to chest, breathing in. Chin to chest. Or chin to sky rather, exhaling. Bring your head to the starting position. Tricep trapezoid, that's a shape. Trapezius, right, the traps. Release the hand, let the arm float down, and then very gently lift the head. I knew that was stuck in my head, that's why I kept screwing up the cueing. I was like, trapezoid, that sounds funny. Not trapezoid. Traps, yeah. Head to the left ear, left shoulder. Make sure also you're not turning your head at all. Not just yet at least, right? So we want that squared off positioning. Left arm then wraps, hand along the right side, lightly pressing down. And then really actively pull that right shoulder further away from the ear. So here's that push and pull energy in opposing ways. The more you bring the energy in those directions, the deeper stretch you can achieve to the side. All right, sitting nice and tall, chin to chest. Here's where we start to move. Get a little bit of rotation here, chin to sky. So when the chin comes down, the stretch travels a bit towards the back side. And then when you lift the chin, it travels more around the front side. And we're gonna do that one more time. Chin to chest. Chin to sky. Let's come back to the starting position. Start with the hand, then the arm, and then lastly the head. Again, this is another sensitive stretch. We never want to come out of it quickly. And then gentle tips from side to side. Because it is a sensitive stretch, sometimes we just kind of loosen out what we have stretched. And then from side to side, nodding straight up and down. Good. Go ahead and looking straight ahead. Ah, perfect. So I left us with just enough time to do a 2-minute plank. I, of course, am going to join this time, so this should be interesting and fun. 2 minutes. Sounds big, not so much. Remember, 4 30-second holds, center for 30 plank, roll open to a side plank for 30, come back to center again for 30 seconds, roll onto your other side for 30. Remember your mods and your intensifications, whatever you're needing and wanting for your body. Listen, and we'll get through this. Okay. Listen to your body, that is, right? So if your body is wanting something and you're not giving it, we gotta sometimes kind of, our ego tends to take over, so we have to make sure that we are safe first and foremost. Okay, center plank to begin. Let me get the stopwatch going. All right, you guys, here we go. 3 more seconds, 2 until we begin. 1, center plank for 30 seconds, that's it. Breathe, deep breaths in, long breaths out. Legs are tight, glutes are squeezed, belly is in and up, lift out of the arms, grip the ground with your hands, and look slightly forward. 10 more seconds here. Good, almost there. 3, 2, 1, let's open into a side plank of your choosing. So remember, your bottom knee can come to the ground for extra support. If you do and you're like, oh, but I'm not feeling it enough, then you can lift your top leg up. Lift out of your grounded arm, spread the fingers of your lifted hand, and make sure that bottom hip is pulling away from the floor. Squeeze the legs together tight if they are stacked. And you've got about 5 more seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Let's very gently come back to center plank. So we don't want to just drop into it. We want to control. Muscles are still working throughout. Heels over high over the balls of your feet. If you're falling into your arms, lift out of them. Pull the belly in, pull the belly up. Keep breathing. Keep the legs strong, the glutes squeezed. Almost there. 5 more. Yeah, guys. Home stretch is coming. 2, 1, other side plank, rolling open. Some things you can do to challenge yourself. That lifted arm, start to pull it back and roll your chest open and look towards sky. That's going to throw off your balance to offer a little extra element to your plank. Option, not a requirement. Breathe deep into your body and make sure all of it is working. Almost there, guys. 3, 2, 1. Gently come to a plank. Gently come to the knees. Take them wide, big toes touch. Sit back to child's pose, release. Take your elbows to the ground, but lift your hands off the ground and just roll out your wrists. I know, right? Our wrists are fairly small and dainty compared to other parts of our body. So it is a nice way to let them release. Good. All right, so let's take our hands back to the ground, walk the hands back to our hips so that we sit upright, and then we'll come to a cross-legged position. Grounding in with the sits bones. Good posture with heart to sky, but ribs sealed down, shoulders back, arms beside, palms facing the ceiling. Our finisher, inhale, the arms reach out, they lift up. Touch hands above you. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart space. We'll do that again, inhaling down, out, and up. Long in your side bodies, and then pull to your heart center, connect. One more time, breathing in, gather the energy between the arms, hold that energy above, and watch as you pull the energy to your heart center. Keep the hands there, bow to yourself and close your eyes. Always give this time to thank yourself, right? That you've carved time out of your day to be here. You made the conscious decision to show up to your mat, to your practice, and to yourself. You gave your body, mind, and soul time of movement, breath, connection, and always keep the body moving, guys. Very important. Thanks again. Namaste. Thanks, guys, for another wonderful Friday practice. I hope you enjoyed. Nice finisher with the plank, and enjoy your weekend. I will see you the following week. Bye, guys.